Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And y'all, we're still in Minnesota with those Somalis because it seems like things change every day. Something new comes up every day, and the money goes up every day. So this thing is all about money, and those Somalis are deep in it. I don't believe that the Somalis are getting all that money. I believe some other people are getting some of that money, but who's going to take the fall is going to be the Somalis. This time we're back to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Where in the world did she get all that money going from zero net worth in 6 years to $30 million? Now you must have a number of magic tricks up your sleeves to do that. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar faces investigation after outrage over massive wealth gains in Minnesota probe. So now she's facing an investigation over that tremendous amount of money that she gained in such a short period of time. This article comes from the Daily Express and is written by Athena Dawson. A conservative watchdog is scrutinizing Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar's finances amid a snowballing alleged fraud scandal encompassing the state. Peter Flaherty, chair of the National Legal and Policy Center, NLPC, is dissecting Omar's rapid financial gains as Congresswoman Omar's net worth skyrocketed up to $30 million as per her financial disclosures. Flaherty said he's certainly looking at Omar in an interview with the New York Post. A majority of Omar's newly acquired wealth comes from her husband, Tim Mynette's businesses, which include a California winery and his venture capital management firm, Rose Lake Capital. According to Rose Lake Capital's website, the company facilitates deal-making, mergers and acquisitions, banking, politics, and diplomacy. It comes after Trump made very controversial remarks about Omar and the hellhole invaded by Somalis. Flaherty's comments come following recent observations that the names of biographies of Rose Lake Capital's 9 officers were removed from LinkedIn, raising questions about the sudden scrub from the professional networking site. Rose Lake Capital's value jumped from nearly zero in 2023 to between $5 million and $25 million last year. So he's such a wheeler dealer that his company had zero value in 2023, but jumped to between 5 and 25 million in 2024. So go figure. Furthermore, Mynette's winery business, which had previously faced allegations of fraud, has seen a significant increase in its estimated valuation, rising by between $1 million and $5 million in 2024, according to Omar's financial disclosures. Omar and Mynette tied the knot in 2020, and Mynette has a 15-year-long career as a political consultant. Okay. His former company, E Street Group, where Mynette was a partner, worked on Omar's 2019-2020 re-election campaign. The Washington Post reported that the firm provided digital advertising, fundraising consulting, digital communications, and design services. The scrutiny over Omar's finances comes as the FBI dismantled a $250 million fraud scheme tied to the Feeding Our Future network, according to FBI Director Kash Patel. To date, the FBI dismantled a $250 million fraud scheme that stole federal food aid meant for vulnerable children during COVID. The investigation exposed sham vendors, shell companies, and large scale money laundering tied to the Feeding Our Future network, Patel wrote in a lengthy X, also known as Twitter post, on December 28th. Fraud that steals from taxpayers and robs vulnerable children will remain a top FBI priority in Minnesota and nationwide, Patel emphasized. According to Patel, the case led to 78 indictments and 57 convictions, and most of those were Somalis. The article names several Somali defendants, and I won't butcher their names, but each one of them is charged for roles ranging from wire fraud to money laundering and conspiracy. Furthermore, others were charged for attempting to bribe a juror with $120,000 in cash, Patel said. Those responsible pleaded guilty and were sentenced, including a 10-year prison term and nearly $48 million in restitution in related cases. Patel said that the COVID era case was just a tip of a very large iceberg, adding that the Bureau will continue to follow the money and protect children, and this investigation very much remains ongoing. So, Ilhan Omar and her husband, Tim Minette, deserved the side eye because when she went to Washington, D.C. in 2019, she was married to somebody else, and so was he. He worked on her campaign for 2020. Next thing you knew, they were having an affair. The husband said he went up there to see her. Her husband said he went up to her apartment, and there he was, and they were lounging around like a couple in her apartment. So he divorced her. He divorced his wife, and they got married. And now all of a sudden, at that time, neither one of them had anything. Now that was just 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And now they're worth $30 million. So it bears a question, where did that money come from? How did they manage to get their hands on that much money in that short a period of time? Because he had been knocking around up there in Washington, D.C. for years and didn't have anything. And then he hooked up with her. Now he's a millionaire, a multimillionaire. So I just think the FBI needs to investigate that because that sounds like fraud to me. All right, y'all, let me know what you think about the video and have a good evening.